Bulabinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, more than 90 TB cases recorded this year. Be prepared for tsunami, Fijians advised. And more police foot patrol needed.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
But first tonight, the new fuel and gas prices were announced today by the Ministry of Industry and Trade. The only increases are in the prices of premix and diesel. The prices of motor spirit and kerosene dropped by 1 cent per litre, while the price of premix and diesel each increased by 2 cents per litre. The price of a 4.5 kg cylinder of gas drops by 9 cents, while the 12 kg cylinder price drops by 23 cents. Bulk cylinder and auto gas each decreased by 1 cent per litre. The new prices come into effect on Sunday. There were 94 cases of tuberculosis recorded from January to June this year. TB Control Officer Dr. Mesulame Namenre says the number has dropped compared to 312 cases in 2016. Anna Ravulo has more.
From TB.
There's a need for more awareness of TB, especially in hard-to-reach communities. The Ministry of Health, with a Golden Oldies Club in Rewa, will launch a TB mobile clinic tomorrow to help these communities.
They actually recorded quite a few cases last year, so with the launch they will be able to use this truck to reach out to the communities. So there are some other countries that use this same program, which is called TB Reach. So this is our Fiji version of TB Reach, the Breathe Well mobile clinic.
Namendra says that the Central Division usually records the most cases of TB. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Golden Oldies Club says that the mobile clinic will go a long way, especially for the elderly.
We'd like to continue in other provinces for our senior citizens to know the importance of life, even though they are at that age. But what we believe, our community believe, that the senior citizens are very people that can address.
The Breathe Well mobile clinic will be launched tomorrow at Syria Park in Osori. It's estimated this new approach to better public health will increase the number of TB cases detected by 15 to 20%. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Be tsunami ready. That's the theme for National Disaster Awareness Week launched in Suva today. Minister for Defence and National Security, Ratu Enoke Kumbombola, also launched 2 new policies for emergency services expected to improve coordination and response to disasters. Maggie Boyle with the story.
On the radio, NDMO.
The saying goes, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. And responding to natural disasters hinges on proper planning.
Because tsunamis can hit with very little or no warning, adequate preparedness is of the utmost importance. Proper planning for a tsunami will save lives of your loved ones and neighbors.
Kumbombola highlighted the importance of policy to direct national emergency teams. And while natural disasters are a fact of life, it's the growing ferocity of storms and associated problems that make early warning systems even more critical.
And today's International Day for Disaster Reduction is challenging us to move from simply managing disasters and reacting to them to actually being more proactive and managing our disaster risk.
National Disaster Week started today and will be marked across the divisions throughout the week. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
There's a high demand for more police foot patrols in Suva's Central Business District. The Suva Retailers Association is calling for increased police visibility as more people shop for upcoming festivities including Diwali and Christmas. Pranita Prakash reports.
Seeing a police patrolling the hotspot areas of the city will decrease fear of crime among the public.
What will deter the pickpocketers and that will be the presence of police officers walking around, and I think they are working on it, and we have been insisting that as busy time approaches, they are actually rolling out more of the foot patrol officers on, and that's what we need. We need to see police on the streets.
The Suva Retailers Association says business operators also need to protect their business during this busy period. Police Chief of Operations ACP Rusate Tundravu says they will increase manpower during this festive season.
We'll be moving in other units that do not do normal policing if they are at the admin section. These are the personnel that will be moving them over during the festive season to boost the manpower footprint on the ground.
Several shops are expected to open till late to allow the public to do their shopping. Deepawali will be celebrated next Thursday. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Mohammed Yassin, who is charged with murder, is alleged to have admitted killing his wife in his caution interview to the police. The caution interview was read by the interviewing officer in the Suva High Court this morning. Shireen Shivan with the details.
In his caution interview, Yassin informed the police that on the day of the alleged offence, he was in Wailalimba at his sister's place to visit his mother who came from Australia. Yassin allegedly said that in the morning he went to the mosque and on his return he saw his wife, from whom he had been separated for many years, at his sister's place. The accused, without saying anything, entered the house, allegedly took a kitchen knife and stabbed his wife. The interviewing officer asked the reason for such an act, and Yassin allegedly said he recalled his wife's alleged affairs with other men in the past and stabbed her out of anger. The court heard that Yassin's wife Maimun Nisha had a domestic violence restraining order against him, and the man lived with his 3 children in Nambua. The police officers also asked him why he tried to stab his wife again when the neighbors were taking her to the hospital. Yassin denied doing this and said he was just standing there with a knife in his hand. The alleged offence took place in November 2014. Shireen Shivan, FBC News.
Still to come, cut rate supermarket war underway, and people scramble to celebrate World Egg Day. Stay with us.
Total takinan na warungan ng Bula FM, number 2 en serie. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 en serie.
Investigations are still continuing to ascertain the cause of the fire which destroyed a school block at Lilleen Memorial School yesterday. Police and the National Fire Authority have been working around the clock. 5 classrooms were destroyed in the fire with an estimated cost of $200,000. About 230 Year 9 students of Lilleen had been told to stay home today. However, the school says the students will be accommodated in the academy block as exams are in progress. The fire started at 4:30 p.m. yesterday and no one was injured. A cut-rate supermarket war is underway in the country. As Rachel Nuth reports, the entry of a major chain into the grocery field has triggered price competition, meaning better deals for the buyer.
Director of Retail Marketing for Carpenters Fiji Limited, Kuna Sabaratnam, believes MH's low-priced supermarkets will be sustainable.
For the day, I think our own importation of lines and also our good business associates who are supporting this initiative has basically got us together on the same footnote.
The commission in charge of stimulating competition says these supermarkets make their return through high volume sales.
Although the percentage that you are charging on each item sold is less, when you accumulate it into a larger, into a bigger subset, then you look at the fact that one particular customer is probably spending more because the purchasing power has increased, there's value for money. So it's more of a value-driven system of business as opposed to just looking at profits over cost.
Supermarket advert and sale values have increased drastically over the last few months. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
It's World Egg Day. How important are eggs? More than 20,000 dozen eggs are supplied by Ramsamy & Sons to the local markets daily. The local egg supplier says it strives to provide the best quality to meet the demand of the country. Sanyani Boyla was part of the celebration and filed this report.
More than 8 million eggs are supplied by local egg supplier Ramsamy & Sons every year, and Ramsamy says they need to keep up with the demand internally as well as overseas markets.
Into the major islands as well, major sister islands, which is Samoa, Tonga, Vanuatu, Cook Islands, Kiribati, and Fiji Islands is one of the major whom we are supplying.
World Egg Day was celebrated at Ramsamy factory in McCoy to promote the highest quality protein consumers can easily afford.
This has been marked with the air corporation, air corporations over the world. So for the past 5 years, Ramsamy has been part of this this event, which is one of the biggest source of protein, I would say. Yeah, it's good for children, good for your health, good for body and mind.
Fun for the kids and families.
Eggs have been found to be one of the daily needs of Fijians, and Fijian-made egg enterprise is working to develop the infrastructure to maximize production. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Now, along with it being World Egg Day, it's also Friday the 13th, which some people consider unlucky. So if you buy eggs today, be careful not to drop them. FBC kick-started the spirit of Diwali festivities distributing sweets along the Suva-Nausori corridor, Nandi and Lambasa today. TV, radio personalities and staff of the broadcasting house greeted commuters with boxes of sweets, symbolizing a close and sweet relationship with their listeners and viewers. Kelly Vavala reports.
It was a hive of activity at Suva's Lothala Bay and the Vodafone Triangle this morning as Fijians of all ages received sweets on their way to work and school.
For every festival that we've had, we've always done distributions of traffic lights as a way of expressing our gratitude to the whole of Fiji for supporting us. So this is a way of returning the favor to them.
Reminding Fijians how important the Festival of Light is, many appreciated the effort, adding it's an example of unity and respect for other religious festivals.
It's a way of bringing people together. It's togetherness because it's the Festival of Lights. We should be the light of the world.
For our Fijian brothers and sisters, they can't make sweets, but even they also can't buy because it's a hard time.
It's a great example of unity.
The morning buzz on the streets in Suva, Nandi and Lambasa were well received.
Just 6 days away from Diwali, it's a rush hour morning, but the moment you just give them, a little sweet and you just give them a nice little smile, everybody just lights right up.
Actually, I had a lot of good feedback because, all the cars that I give the sweet outs to, they were all definitely listening to the stations.
FBC distributed more than 3,000 packs of sweets at various traffic lights this morning in Lambasa, Nandi and Suva, sharing the spirit of Diwali with members of the public. Kelly Vatala, FBC News.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, flying Fijian squad named for November tour, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight, Vodafone sponsors Tourism Awards. And in Go in Fiji, groundbreaking for Confucius Institute at USV. Stay with us.
I'm Anare Sorbakro of Nayabu Wendibuga Telebu. Whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the
Welcome back, Leading Business tonight. Vodafone Fiji is now the sole sponsor of the Excellence in Tourism Award for the next 2 years. The agreement was revealed by the Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association President in Suva today. Vodafone Chief Commercial Officer Ronald Prasad says their support will drive the tourism industry to greater heights.
Vodafone is at the forefront in terms of providing cutting-edge technology to Fiji. So when we look at the hospitality industry, the tourism industry, there's a lot of advancements that are happening. There are a lot of changes in technology that are happening that could benefit this industry to a large extent.
The industry is such that given its importance in the national economy and in terms of national development, we felt that it was right that we acknowledge excellence.
And we now join Savanatha from HFC Bank with the latest from the trading world.
Vinaka. Let's look at the performance of our basket of currencies over a 5-day moving average against our Fijian dollar. When compared to last week, the US dollar has strengthened by 23 points. This is the 4th week in a row that the US dollar has strengthened. The Kiwi dollar has weakened by 13 points, and the Aussie dollar has weakened by 64 points. Tomorrow morning, the United States releases its retail sales figures of September with consensus that it would increase from negative 0.2% to 1.7%. They're also expected to release their consumer price index, expected to increase from 1.9% to 2.3%. These are positive consensus, which may see the US dollar strengthen against our Fijian dollar. That's the market wrap for me, Vinaka.
Thanks for the update, Savanatha. Looking at today's exchange rates and foreign currencies in the Fijian dollar. The Fijian dollar weakened against the Chinese yuan and the American dollar to close at 3.16 and 48 cents respectively. The Australian and New Zealand dollars weakened to close at 61 cents and 66 cents, and the PNG Kina was up to close at 1.35. As for the commodities market, a mixed day with oil prices closing at $50.76 a barrel. Gold closed at $1,294 an ounce, and silver closed at $17.25 an ounce. And in Growing Fiji tonight, a model Confucius Institute will be built at USP Lavala Bay campus in Suva following its groundbreaking ceremony today. Officiating at the event, President Major General retired Chochi Konorote says the institute, established 5 years ago, continues to receive more students. The institute will provide an opportunity for students to build friendship and cooperation between China, Fiji and the rest of the region. The institute will house improved teaching spaces, Chinese breathing room, museum-style Chinese culture exhibition place, 2 multimedia classrooms, as well as a library, amongst other improvements.
It is expected that student enrollments at this field will be around 500 equivalent full-time students by 2019. This is again very encouraging, and this extension will facilitate Chinese language learning and teaching and cultural promotion across all USP campuses.
And that was business this evening. Now to the latest in sports. Here's Jamie.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening. Coming up, the latest ahead of the IDC semi-finals tomorrow. And more local reps to be drafted into Fijian Drua. Details after the break.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकु रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारियल रेकी से। मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टोटो ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
Jitendra Reddy is the new Southern Division Vice President of the Fiji Football Association following a landslide victory at the Fiji FA elections. Reddy won a majority count of 38-9 over Sundip Roy at the Fiji FA Congress in Lautoka today. Rohit Deo with the details.
Lawyer and current Nasinu football president Jitendra Reddy has bigger shoes to fill in now to help develop the sport in the country.
I'm indeed very proud. It is a very proud moment for me this morning. I must thank the Fiji FA hierarchy, especially Mr. Rajesh Patel and all the vice presidents.
Irja Prasad retained his vice president post for the Northern Division, adding that he will continue to work for the development of the sport.
The 4 years there to look after the district. Maybe this time I work hard to promote better standard of soccer in the north.
Women's football president Susan Wise was also appointed as one of the vice presidents for the association and says this is a milestone achievement.
For the women, yes, I know we have been doing well, but I know that we can do better than what we have.
Jitendra Kumar also retained his post as the vice president for the West, defeating Navnida Gounder with a vote count of 39-11. Rohit Dev, BC Sports.
And Vashnil Prasad joins us live now from Lautoka with the newly elected Fiji FA Vice President Jitendra Reddy. Vashnil.
Yes, Jamie, as you've heard, Jitendra Reddy and Girija Prasad have retained the VP's position in the Fiji Football Association headquarters. But a new man on board the Southern Division, Vice President Jitendra Reddy, and he's here with me with new vision, mission and new plans for the Southern Division. Mr. Reddy, what's your plans going as the VP of Fiji Football?
Thank you, Vashnil. My mission is to get as many teams into the Premier Division from the Southern Division.
You know, and what do you think? What your planning is like, and when you'll begin this planning in process with Fiji FA?
Well, as soon as I go back to the Southern Division, I will start implementing my plans with my districts there, especially with the senior districts. There are 2 Premier Divisions there already. So my focus would be on all the senior division teams. We will work on it and try and get as many teams into the Premier Division from there as possible.
There you go. Nasinu was out of the IDC this year. So Reddy is here and hopes to bring more southern teams in Fiji FA's football calendar. Jamie.
Host Lautoka will play Battle of the Giants and Fiji FAC champions Rewa in the first semi-final of the Courts Inter-District Championship at Churchill Park tomorrow. Both teams had to wait for results from their final pool games last night before confirming their spots in today's semi-finals. Rohit Deo reports.
Comes in, places it.
The Blues went into the tournament as favourites but had to rely on this Zebra Sahib penalty to secure their spot in the last 4.
And we probably can
need to do a lot of homework regarding our team where we make errors so we can correct it and then go into the semi-finals.
Sahib knows beating the Delta Tigers won't be easy but says his squad has the depth to do so.
It won't be easy for us as we all know that Rewa has already won 2 tournaments. But we'll give them a tough time. We have a good team, set of boys there and hopefully do well for the crowd.
Rewa will play in its 3rd semi-final in as many tournaments, but the Reds left it late to secure a draw against Lambasa.
Yeah, obviously it's going to be tough. There's no easy way when you play 2 tough teams like Bai and Lambasa. The fixtures are such that it's going to be tough all the way.
Stopper and skipper Simone Tamanisau knows too well how hard the knockout stages will get.
This is a do-or-die stage. You can't be affording to lose. If you lose, you're out. And I know for strategies for next game, I know the coaches will go back and just map out our mistakes and where we need to work on in our next game.
The first semi-final kicks off at 2 p.m. at Churchill Park tomorrow. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, it'll be a battle of recent champions in the 2nd semi-final with 2014 winner Suva taking on 2015 champions Ba. Ba have a better track record at this tournament, being undefeated so far, while Suva recorded a 2-0 loss to Lautoka on the opening day. Rohit Deo with this report.
Suva had to work hard to beat Tavua 3-1 to qualify for the semis.
In the 22nd minute,
we give the players a very good rest and they can come out to play for 90 minutes again.
Sahil Dave scored 4 goals in 3 matches and will be the player to watch.
Dave has scored for the...
It wasn't easy for us and we really like to thank the coach for his guidance and the supporters and my family.
Of the second half.
Ba was held to a 2-all draw in its last match and lost defender Romero Takiata to a red card. Despite his non-appearance in the semis, the men in black remain confident.
We have registered 22 players, so it doesn't make any difference. So we have to fill the gap. Well, Takiata, I know he's red carded, but we have a player that he can fill the gap.
Another break there.
The final will be played at 3 p.m. on Sunday. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Fiji Airways Flying Fijians coach John McKee has named the strong lineup for the 2017 November Internationals. The team sees a mixture of overseas and local players, including Fiji Airways Ndruo players Chueli Vetayaki, Mosese Ndudivaki, Ratunaisa Navuma, Mosese Boka, Frank Lomani, and Alibreti Vetokani. New Zealand-based Ropate Rinakama and Toulouse-based Semi Konatani also making their way into the squad. The team will kick off their campaign against Italy on the 11th of next month. With 6 Fijian Drua players drafted into the Flying Fijians, the doors now open for more local players to be given international exposure in the NRC. The 6 players play their last match for the Drua next week against the Queensland country. And while it's not the best news for coach Senirusi Serubakula, who is trying to maintain momentum in the NRC, he looks forward to giving more local players an opportunity in his team. Eroni Tuinuku reports.
The selection of 6 local Fijian Drua players to join the Flying Fijian squad is a positive sign that local players have what it takes to don the national 15th jersey.
That some of the boys here have the potential to push for selection on November 2.
The National Rugby Championship has been commended for molding and exposing Fijian local talents capable for international tests.
You know, for our players here in Fiji in contention for the Flying Fijians, it gives them, you know, a very high level of competition and a good high-performance environment to train in leading into November 2.
Coach Senirusi Serubakula says their doors are still open for local players to join the Drua team.
But the selection is still open. The guys that really put their hands up and they want to play in this NRC, why not give him the opportunity?
Joy Libeitayaki, Moses Ndudivaki, Ratunai Sanabuma, Moses Evoka, Frank Lomani and Alibereti Veitokani will be part of the Flying Fijians team for the Europe tour next month. Meanwhile, the Drua side will play against Queensland country next Saturday at Lautoka's Churchill Park. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
Fiji Airways Sevens coach Gareth Baber says there's still a lot of improvement needed from players in his squad ahead of the World 7 Series. However, he adds they still have time to prove themselves before final selection. Meli Tavanga reports.
Baber revealed the players have yet to reach the standard required of World 7 Series competition.
They all know what the work ethic is about. We're not quite there in terms of where we need to be for the HSBC yet. We're working on that plan in terms of how we stage the development and increase the running volume.
However, those in the training squad still have ample time to prove their worth in upcoming tournaments like the Central Coast Sevens in Australia, Silicon Valley Sevens in San Francisco and the Oceania Sevens in Suva.
As I said before, it's a long season. We've got to peak several times in one year, which in most sports is unheard of, and particularly 2 of those spots being Commonwealth Games and the World Cup. So it becomes a big challenge for the players to be able to keep at that level.
Kalion Soko, who missed out in the Oktoberfest Sevens last month, says he'll have to step up his effort to make the final cut.
Big challenge for me, as you know, they are new players, but they are not new to sevens, as they are all competing to turn national jump in the next series that it's coming.
Baber is expected to name his final squad in the next 2 weeks. Meli Tavanga, FBC Sports.
That's it from sports. Angie joins you later on with weather and in new media. Co-creator of Android takes on the big guns with its first smartphone. That's coming up after the break.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon ko bola untuk talita na Radio Fiji 1 kena Domoy Viti.
Kaya ko yago sila tale, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu Venezuela, nagudurong barong na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti na bonga ni BNN.
A new high-end smartphone from the co-creator of Android is finally available. The Andy Rubin-led hardware startup known as Essential is trying to launch a mobile revolution with its premium modular handset. And it's Weather Time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to another weekend. It's Friday the 13th and we had no bad luck when it came to the weather, and it looks like the good luck will continue. How cool is that news? Looking at the west, a splendid day to be out and about. Too bad it's still a weekday. Eastwards from Pekaba to Suva, gorgeous sunshine was around with little rain but nothing major. And up north, cloudy skies hammered the top quarter of the island and there's little rain indicated for tonight. At sea, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots with rough seas. And for the tides, high tide early tomorrow morning will be at 1:44 with low tide at 7:48. See the beauty of sunrise at 5:38. For tomorrow, we're looking at some fine weather, so your Diwali shopping should roll out fine. Tomorrow's temps, Bab will be the coolest with highs only up to 17. Wow, pretty cool. And looking further into Sunday, the sunny weather is likely to change into rain, but hopefully that changes by the time we reach Sunday. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fijian Pulse today, we asked who will win the Intercourts District Championship this weekend.
I think Ba will win the IDC because they've shown good performance and they've been a good team.
I think it will be Rewa because they have proven themselves for winning Fiji Fact and BOG, and they came back against Lambasa. They came with a draw. I think they'll win the IDC.
I think Lotoka will win because they have some imported players from all overseas and they've been a good team.
I think slightly Rewa and Ba will be in final, and most probably Rewa will win the final because they've won most of the games as far as I know.
Sleep tech startup 8 has always aimed to connect its products to the broader smart home ecosystem. Most recently, it launched a new Alexa skill that allows clients to use their Echo and other Amazon devices to interact with their mattress, both to control it and to access their sleep data. Recapping the main stories, more than 90 TB cases recorded this year. Be prepared for tsunami, Fijians advised, and more police foot patrol needed. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, can the Fiji Mbati win the Rugby League World Cup? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day, it's a stunning one captured by Bonishka Narayan while on board a Fiji Airways flight. We'd like to encourage all our viewers to send in more pictures of our beautiful Fiji, whether it's our tropical flowers, our stunning waterfalls, maybe a visiting cruise ship, or even your favorite pet. Just send them through to email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye for now.
Kera mai singa toka, kera ndo tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kung minasama po sekolah untuk tali taka na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti.
Ayaw ko yazo sila tali, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu tali taki yang gitu pinasabale po nagundurong barong na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti na bonga ni BNN.